President Trump laying out his action plan to keep America ahead in the AI race, signing several executive orders to boost innovation and promote U.S. technology abroad.
America is the country that started the AI race. And as President of the United States, I'm here today to declare that America is going to win it. We're going to work hard. We're going to win it. So from this day forward, it'll be a policy of the United States to do whatever it takes to lead the world in artificial intelligence.
Joining me now is Heritage Foundation Research Fellow EJ Antoni. EJ, is Trump right? Is this plan enough to beat China and, quite frankly, the rest of the world in the AI race?
Well, Todd, it's certainly going to be a key part of that. We can't have things like ESG or DEI or any of that other garbage, quite frankly, weighing us down when it comes to such a hotly contested race, when it comes to such an incredibly competitive industry as AI. And so it was very, very positive to see all of the president's actions in this regard yesterday, because it is going to make us more competitive. It is going to help clear all of these liberal talking points and all of this left-wing agenda out of the way so that the industry can compete. It even helps actually undo some of the harm from things like the Inflation Reduction Act, which put in place these ridiculous so-called green energy requirements that don't actually do anything for the environment, but do weigh the industry down. And so, again, it was a very, very positive step that the president took yesterday, not just for the industry, but I would think for the economy more broadly.
Let's drill down now into the specifics. Here's a breakdown of the administration's AI action plan. Accelerate AI innovation, build American AI infrastructure, lead in international AI diplomacy and security, gotta have both, export American AI, promote rapid build out of data centers, and ease American AI regulations. Okay, but for the person watching at home that just heard me read that, for whom AI is still a pretty abstract concept, I'm looking at my parents, heck, I'm looking at myself for this. Do we have a better sense of how AI is going to change our day-to-day lives following yesterday's press conference and general presentation from the president?
We have some sense, Todd, but a lot of it is, essentially kind of being made up on the fly, because we're figuring out day by day everything that these new technologies can do and everything that they can help us with. I liken it, Todd, to something like electric or pneumatic hand tools. When those things first were invented, people weren't even sure of all of their different applications. People weren't sure, in other words, of all of the different ways in which they could help human effort and make people on assembly lines more efficient. And as time went on, we found newer uses and more advanced uses for things like power tools. And so even if you don't necessarily see all of the impact immediately, or you don't necessarily see all of the ways in which this technology can be implemented, I would encourage people to withhold judgment. Literally, as days go on, Todd, day by day, we are finding new and more powerful uses for these technologies. And so I am incredibly hopeful at the efficiency gains and the productivity gains that we're going to see from AI. And that includes, by the way, higher wages for Americans.
And it's happening also quickly. Quickly, before we let you go, though, all eyes on a potential EU trade deal ahead of Donald Trump's August 1 deadline. We have seen something interesting in the last couple of months. In March, we were 11 points below where we are now in terms of people that think the economy is excellent or good if this EU trade deal gets signed, sealed, and delivered. How much do you expect those numbers to skyrocket with people saying, hey, we're really doing well right now?
Oh, quite a bit, Todd, because if you go back to March, there were a lot of economic naysayers telling us President Trump was going to usher in runaway inflation, for example, and we were going to have job losses. None of that has turned out to be true. And I think the Japan trade deal that the president and the Treasury Secretary so masterfully negotiated really gives us a window into not only their strategy, but what we have to look forward to when it comes to the EU. And as these trade deals materialize, as deregulation pushes forward, and as we see the effects of the tax cuts from the one big beautiful bill, I think you're going to continue to see the economy really kick into higher and higher gears. And as we rock and roll, of course, polling on the economy is going to improve. We should point out, by the way, Todd, not only are the latest numbers better than March, but the latest numbers are also better than they were before President Trump took office. So clearly, things are moving in the right direction, even if they're not all fixed yet.
EJ, thank you so much. Appreciate your insight. Thanks so much.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.